Yes.
Back left, Marcus, and Brian Rowe. Thank you.
Hey, Marcus, can you just describe what the last 72 hours have been like for you and your teammates just when find out Ime's violations?
It's been hell. Just caught off surprise. Nobody really knows anything, so we're just in the wind, just like everybody else. So these last couple of days, as far as this has been confusing.
And reactions to Joe being named interim head coach and how you think your relationship with him during his time?
Really good relationship with Joe. I think pretty much everybody on the team does. Joe in here through the hard times, through the good times. He knows and understands us as players. He's built relationships with us, so we love Joe. We're excited to be able to work with him, and and this opportunity that he has. So we're all new. He's new to this. We're new to him being in that position. So we're all going to learn together and go together.
Marcus, right in front of you. Obviously, over the last 72 hours, we've all found out about Ime, but leading up to that, Wick shared how there was an investigation. Were you still communicating with Ime at all as if it was a normal offseason and you're gearing up to work for your head coach then?
Yeah, definitely. He came to see me in LA, see a couple players in LA. So, like I said, we got caught off guard just like everybody else.
Did you notice anything at all? Did it seem like anything was up or?
Not to me, so I think that's why it's so off guard for us, because everything just seemed so normal.
And how do you feel now? You mentioned how much you love Joe and everyone, all the players do, and Damon is still on the staff too. I know how important both of those guys are to the success. How do you feel about the now leadership on the coaching staff as you guys go for another championship run?
I feel great about it. It's just another guy, like I said, who understands us as players, individuals, who's been here through us, through our bad times and good times. So we're excited. We're proud that it is Joe. Some familiar with us, and trying to get re-familiarized with him. So we love Joe, and like I said, we were excited to out there back on the court with him.
Marcus, this is our first time seeing the jersey with the Bill Russell patch. Just what does that patch represent to you, and also what do you think of the idea to retire his number league-wide?
I love it. I love that idea. We've heard things like pioneer, trailblazers, to mention, the impact that he brings to this game, valuable, that he brought. And I think for us as fans and competitors, we just wish we could still get that sample size to witness. So I definitely love the idea of what the league's doing and retiring it all the way. I think it shows how much, he actually has made on us on and off the court. And especially for, me being a man of color, to pave the way that he did, and allow us in my generation to keep going and do the same for others.
So the CMA suspension just happened a few days ago. How difficult has it been just trying to jump right into doing media day and getting right into training camp? And have you had any apprehension about doing all this so quickly?
I think the whole thing is it did happen so quick, and it happened, in enough time we didn't have to really understand anything before media. So we just kind of, just like you guys have been thrown here, this is what's going on, and then we have to still go out and do our jobs. So it's been tough because, this situation takes away, unfortunately, from the players who are here, who's been putting in the work, who's put in the work, and, who's going out there to do their job. So it's definitely been unfortunate for all parties involved. So, but like I said, we just found out just like you did. So we're trying to do our best to cope with whatever we know, just like you guys are.
Marcus, you're not the first guy to come in here and say, we don't really know anything. We know almost as much as you do. Do you feel like as a player, you're entitled to know more? You had your coach pulled away just days ago. Do you feel like the organization owes it to you, the players, to tell you more?
I mean, yes, we don't know what the organization knows. So it's kind of hard to say that, we don't know what they know. So we don't know what they are supposed to tell us or what we're supposed to know. So this is, and I think this is where, this is that and why it is what it is, because literally no one knows anything. We're still waiting just like everybody else. So, as a player, you would like to be known, but at the same time, that's none of our business. It's their lives. It's the people who's involved. It's between them, and we should respect that privacy. And we understand, just like we want our privacy respected. So, although as a player, yeah, you would like to know, but like I said, it's not an obligation.
Final few questions, Marcus. First, Tim over here on the right. Sorry. To that end, Marcus, are you comfortable with how the team has handled this with respect to you guys, given obviously there's privacy concerns all the way around?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, they handled it the best way they could with how they can do it, and from what they know. And you just got to go from there.
And obviously, a lot of the coaches came in last year with Ime. Joe's one of the few guys that's been around for a few years. As far as everything that's going on, obviously it's a chaotic situation. How much does it help that you have a guy that you've been with now for 3 or 4 years, that you have had a chance to have a relationship going into a situation?
Helps tremendously. Like I said, it'd been different if we had somebody new that we're trying to build that connection with him. Whereas, Joe's been here. He knows the schemes, he knows the system, he knows the players. Excuse me. So it makes it a little bit more easier to adjust to a guy that's been here and knows you.
Marcus, early on last season, you got like a penalty for being late to a practice. You and Ime built a relationship. You tried to instill discipline, tried to tell you to do the right things. And now when someone like that who's kind of considered a role model lets you down, how do you temper the disappointment, the optimism for the season, bringing in a new coach, your emotions and feelings about losing someone that you had faith in and moving forward? How do you kind of encapsulate that now?
I mean, nobody died, so they didn't lose anything. I still love Ime person as a coach. It's just something unfortunate that happened to him. It doesn't take away from what he did as a coach. It doesn't take away, how he turned his team around, how he led this team to a finals appearance in a long time. It's just unfortunate that this is where we're at, and love him, but this is where we're at, and that's all you can go from there.
Marcus, what was the team meeting like when you guys got the news? Who was there, and what was the initial reaction by the players?
The initial reaction was literally like just a state of shock. We couldn't believe what we were hearing, and especially at the time that we were hearing it. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever you're hearing it, however long, right before media day. You know what I'm saying? And it's hitting us from all angles, and we're just trying, like I said, we're just trying to figure it out, just like everybody else. Everybody was attendance to the meeting. We wanted to know, and they told us what they knew, and to go from there. Literally, that's it. So it's frustrating from all ends of not knowing, not understanding because you don't know. So you just try to focus on the things that you can control and the things you know.
Marcus?
No, we didn't know what questions to ask. It's kind of hard to ask questions when you don't even know what's going on. So for us, we were just there in attendance to listen and see what was going on.
Marcus, given the two things you said, both that you totally understand why you don't know details because you're respecting people's privacy, but also you would like to know so you can understand and be able to reconcile the punishment and why your head coach is gone for the year and possibly longer. How difficult is it for you to be able to kind of reconcile what has happened, the penalty to Ime, and to be able to move on and have trust in the organization's decision?
We're human, until you figure out, for us, when things are uncertain, that's when you start to feel all kinds of feelings because you don't know. So it's kind of hard to really just say anything because you don't know. So you want to make sure you get all the facts before you know. But like I said, from what we do know, the organization has handled it the right way. Although we didn't know as much of what we do now, which we're okay with that. But we would still like to know, like you said, just for the simple fact, because it did happen so fast, and everything that we started to build was starting over in a sense now. So But at the same time, we're here to play basketball, and people like their privacy, just like you would as a human, normal person. So we have to respect that, and that's all we can do.